That's right. We've got the mayor in. Mayor Harding, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Scott. Just doing great today. Nice rain, like
Yeah.
you say, a little bit of wind, but the moisture is always good to get things kicked off here for the spring and summer.
You've
So
been
that's
busy.
good.
You've been doing out and about and hitting all kinds of places, haven't you?
Yes, it's been very busy. Been had some meetings down in Sioux Falls, lots of meetings here.
Sure.
Just a lot going on in the city now that we can get the equipment out and get some construction done and get all the summer projects going. So it's been busy.
You and I were talking off the air that we need to talk to those Pierre trappers and get some of those hats. We can give them away on Fridays. I think that'd be a good time, wouldn't it?
I think that'd be great. That's something that's really going to be exciting for this community. I
If
really
you guys
do.
are listening this morning, of course, we're streaming on YouTube too. So
Oh yeah, you bet. That's really exciting. I think Pierre is going to really enjoy that. That's been several years to get to this point. A lot of people have put in a lot of time and a lot of planning. Post 8 Legion Baseball, Hyde Stadium, the city, the Trappers to bring this to Pierre. Next, a week from tomorrow, May 26th, is their first game.
it just seems like we're just talking about it. That's going to be later on in the summer. And
Yeah.
now here it is.
I know it. It just that time really went by fast, and so you can, like you say, we better talk to Trappers and get some hats. And get those
Yeah.
away. They're what am I trying to say?
Their baseball helmets
Yeah.
or the ball caps or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't have to be fitted or anything fancy like that. They could be adjustable.
Yep, and their emblem is really, I don't know who came up with the design of that,
Oh,
but that was
yeah.
really, that's really a fun Pierre Trappers emblem there. I think they did a good job there.
I heard they used a local person as the model for that,
Great.
at least for the animal on top.
Yep. So that's great. So next Saturday, May 26th, the first game at Hyde Stadium. Be there. I'm going to be throwing out the first pitch.
Oh my
so
gosh, that's perfect.
That's going to be interesting in itself.
And you are going to have some heroes in the stands too, aren't you?
Yes, you bet. We'd like to welcome back the 200th Bridge Engineer Company back to Pierre. They're just returning from a 9-month tour over in Syria. They're a bridge company. They've been over there maintaining bridges, building bridges to enhance the transportation of the military and civilians over there in Syria.
Heck yeah,
So,
God bless them.
Yeah, they just did a bang-up job over there. They actually flew into Fort Bliss a week ago on May 11th. They've been going through, all of the deployment things that you have to do when you get back in the States.
Sure, you got to have that checklist of returns. So.
Yes, that's right. So they'll be in Pierre tomorrow, and tomorrow up at Riggs High School at 5:30 will be the welcome home. I'll be there to say a few words as the mayor. General Tim Reich, the Adjutant General of South Dakota National Guard, will be there.
The general.
And yes, actually my boss, that's who I work for. I'm
Wow.
in a civilian role. But anyway, so we'd like to invite the public to come and welcome the soldiers back, as well as their families and friends and relatives, and it should be a really nice event. The National Guard is dual-hatted. They've got a state mission where the governor can call them out, and they also have the federal mission, which they were on this time in Syria.
For all their great work and way to go on a safe return too.
Absolutely. Be there.
Let's talk about the water treatment.
Yeah, we've had a nice rain here. Everyone likes water. We've talked about the water treatment plant for about 3 months now, and it's coming up June 5th. It's not too far off. We're going to have one more informational meeting. We scheduled 3. We've had 2. The next one will be Monday night, May 21st.
Okay.
And Monday night down at the River City Transit Building. Our first one was down at the Chambers, so we kind of covered, the western half of the community. The second one was up at the Northridge Plaza in the mall area there to cover the northeast. And now this one we're having down in the southeast area at 5:30.
Okay.
Come down, get all your questions answered. We want to make sure that the public has all the information they need to make an informed vote.
Sure.
So, let's talk just for a second if it passes.
All right. If it passes.
If it passes, the city will then start engineering on the facility. It's approximately $37 million. What happens is that will take the manganese out of the water so that it won't be staining the water when you fill up your bathtub for the kids. It's not that brown colored, you know. It's hard on appliances and dishwashers and all those types of things. So that'll take that out of the water. It'll
Okay.
be much better tasting water. It'll be
That'll be
like
good.
rural water,
Okay.
rural water taste. It'll also be a little bit softer. You may still have to use your water softener, but you may use less salt because it will be softer water.
Not as many total dissolved solids in that water then.
Yes, yep, that's right, Scott. So if it doesn't pass, then we will continue to use the 13 wells that we currently use. But if it, three of our wells are they're fine now, but they're deteriorating to the point where we will have to replace three of those. The estimated cost for that is $5 million. So it's still going to cost some money to, use our current wells.
Sure.
So that's kind of where it's at. It's like I say, the vote will be June 5th, and be there at the meeting at 5:30 on Monday. Get your questions answered, and also you can go to the city website, cityofpier.org, and look at the presentation, or call City Hall, give me a call, stop and visit with any of the commissioners, shoot us an email, and we'll sure get your questions answered.
You've had a couple of meetings now. You've had some time to talk with residents and that. What are you hearing? What are the major concerns? What are the major issues?
I think everybody's been pretty positive. They realize that what the water is, and they realize that Pierre's current drinking water is safe. It's the staining that you can see it on the sidewalks and your houses and flagpoles and
Sure.
all of those types of things. The questions have been very good. I thought the public's been came up with some great questions. A lot of questions we've heard is, why don't we hook up to a rural water system rather than building our own?
Mm-hmm.
We've got Minnewachuny across the river. We've got West River, Lyman Jones. We've got Mid Dakota up there above the dam. And we looked into that, and none of those have the capacity to bring Pierre on board.
Yeah, taking care of rural is one thing, but taking care of an entire community.
Yeah, when you add,
oh my goodness,
another 14,000 users.
Yeah.
That's just, when you think of where Mid Dakota's intake is up there, that pipe goes down, it's probably 2 miles down to the reservoir.
Wow.
Where their intake's at. You'd have to put in a new intake because it'd have to be a bigger intake to get the volume of water that you need. Plus the pipe itself would have to be bigger to bring it all up there. Everything would have to be increased inside, and it was more expensive to add on to Mid Dakota than it is to build our own facility.
All right.
So, another thing, speaking of water, last week we looked at updating our fire ordinances.
Yes.
Fire Chief Ian Paul has worked very hard looking at the fire ordinances in the city. A lot of people, this is a grilling time. Everybody wants to start grilling those hamburgers and steaks, and they want to sit out in the backyard and enjoy their fire pits and all of those things. And we want them to continue to do that. And these updates, they won't affect the use of those. It's just bringing, our current ordinances haven't been looked at for quite a while. So it's bringing those ordinances up to date with, current code of other communities our size.
Sure.
It's just a reminder, just simple things like if you have your grill on your deck in the backyard, keep it 10 feet from your house. The fire department's had a couple calls where, you're out grilling and have to run inside to get the salt shaker or whatever.
And then we got a fire.
Yeah, and then it's too close and you're not there absorbing it all the time. Just common sense things, to remind people to safety, have fun, but always err on the side of
That's
safety.
Right. Be prepared when you go into that, folks. Have something to put the fire out should something spread or anything. Have that close, whether it be a garden hose or,
There, a fire extinguisher or your garden hose, so that if something does flare up or happen, you've got something right there to do the extinguishing and avoid a catastrophic fire. That's not good.
Well,
So
there you go. Lots of things going on, huh?
lots of things. Yeah, you bet, Scott. We could go on
Right,
for an
right.
hour. Construction. We because of the winter. Kind of got us into April there later than what we were thinking we could get out and get the equipment out and start doing construction projects. So we're about a month behind. So we're trying to get things caught up, here on the construction end. We know that, Governor's Drive and Harrison Avenue are blocked, and that's caused some traffic, concerns in those areas. We just remind people that typically take Harrison to go to work, use Garfield. Take Garfield down to Wells. There's plenty of room for traffic to get spread out there, and just use Garfield for, another week or two, and we'll get that finished up as quickly as possible. And so just be aware of that and bear with us. We know that it does cause some traffic congestions, but we've got to get those streets and those new water lines in under the streets.
Have a little patience.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep,
Contact
that's right.
information if people want to get a hold of you or anybody at the city.
Yeah, the city number is 773-7404. You can call that. And my cell number is 295-2356. Feel free to give me a call if you've got questions, and if I don't know the answer, I'll sure find out, and we'll get the information back to you.
Mayor Steve Harding, Pierre, South Dakota, sir, thank you for your time. I hope you have a great weekend, run between the raindrops, and get out there and enjoy that free fishing weekend in South Dakota.
You bet. I hear they're starting to catch some fish. So
Yeah, they're starting to bite now.
get out there and enjoy it.
There you go, folks. People in the Neighborhood, proudly brought to you by Lee Real Estate and also brought to you by Vila's Pharmacy. It's a Friday, May 18th. Good morning, folks.